Hey there, welcome back to another one of my video rambles. I'm Carl, owner of Targets with Attitude, and I welcome you to my channel. Today I was doing some things, getting ready for the last gun show of the season. Um, we don't normally do much during the summer. Let's be honest, most gun shows, with maybe one or two exceptions during the summer, just don't see a lot of customers, so financially it just doesn't make any sense for me to do much. June and July is pretty much a losing position. But I've had some questions about what I take with me to almost every gun show for when I'm going to be buying guns. And yes, I do buy guns if they'll fit into my own personal collection. I don't have an FFL yet. I hope to get one within the next year, but I don't have it yet. So buying and selling guns just to buy and sell guns is kind of frowned upon by the ATF, and I just don't need that sort of hassle. So, yeah, I do sell a few guns, few things from my personal collection that I bought and decided, nah, it's just not as much fun. But anyway, what I bring with me to almost every gun show is this little pack. It's a Rover Sling pack from Red Rock Outdoor Gear. It's a nice heavy duty pack, nice seams, served me well. And yes, I do sell these on my website and at gun shows if you're interested. I'll provide a link in the description down below. Let's see what all I carry in here. In the frontmost pocket here, I've got my laser sight. This little device, by changing the end out, it'll fit just about any rifle from a 22 all the way up to a 50 BMG, and it's pretty handy for those of you who aren't familiar with laser sights. It's just, once you slide in the barrel, you've got a laser that goes straight with the barrel, so you can check your sights or your scope. If the sights and the scope are on, it should be leading you right to where this laser is pointing. If it's not, then you know something's wrong, and you need to check, see if the sights can be adjusted or not. Some guns you can't adjust the sights. So if you're comfortable with using Kentucky windage, that's fine. If you're not, time to pass by the gun. Next pocket up, I've got a small set of jeweler's screwdrivers. Most guns have very small screws, so jeweler's screwdriver set is perfect. Or better yet, and I hope to replace these with the set of brass gunsmithing screwdrivers sometime in the next couple months. Being brass, they don't scratch up the gun, so you don't end up accidentally dropping the value of the gun because you took it apart, or at least took parts of it apart to see if the frame was cracked or something. People tend to get a little upset when you do that. Next pocket up, I don't have anything in right now, but it's handy to carry a little bit of cash, maybe a few odds and ends, and maybe some meds in case you get a headache while you're at the show or something like that. Then the main compartment, which also has a couple pockets in it, I've got, most important thing, a copy of the Blue Book of Gun Values. If you're going to be buying and selling guns, this is a necessity. They come out every year, and yes, admittedly, they're obsolete almost before they hit the market. But let's be honest. At one show, I saw a guy selling a Mosin Nagant 9130 that he claimed had a rare and unusual stock splice. Bullshit. You wanted $2,000 for this gun, and let's be honest, anytime they turned them into the armory, first thing the armory did was check out the gun, and if the stock was in bad shape, they either replaced it or because it was often cheaper, spliced in a new piece of wood. That way, maybe they could use one replacement stock to fix 2 guns, or even 3. Saved a hell of a lot of money. And Russia wasn't all that great as far as money flow at the time. So, sorry, guy, that gun wasn't worth no $2,000 for some rare splice. It was still a $230 gun. If you had this and you checked it out, you'd know it and you wouldn't be fooled by him. If you don't have this, well, let's face it, there's too many guns out there. No one can remember the value of all of them. Not even someone with eidetic memory is going to be able to do that. It just ain't happening. So, next pocket back, I've got a handy little 4-in-1 screwdriver for using bigger screws. You can flip it around so that you've got large or regular size, and you can choose either a Phillips head or a regular head. Very handy, keeps you from having to carry multiple screwdrivers beyond the jeweler set. Next thing I've got, a pair of diagonal cutters, also referred to as dikes by many electricians. These things, well, let's face it, every time you go to a gun show, they make you put nylon ties on all your guns. It's just a simple fact of life. They don't want anyone accidentally shooting something. But when you've got that nylon tie running through the barrel or through the action, it makes it very hard to check out the gun. With this, you can just cut the strap itself. If you use a knife, you run the risk of scratching up the gun. Again, not a good idea. So I carry these. Next thing I got, small pair of needle nose pliers. My fingers are not exactly the most dexterous anymore. Too many years slamming my hand into punching bags and muck water mats. So this lets me pick up nice small little things and examine them closely. Moving on to the next pouch, we've got a set of Allen wrenches. Very handy for checking scope mounts and lots of other accessories, especially if you're buying for an AR or an AK and you need to check to make sure something's tight and it's not going to come loose on you. I like this set because everything's attached to a nice simple handle, gives you a little extra power, more torque, and you don't have to go hunting through your pack for the right size Allen wrench. It's all right here. Then the next thing I've got is 2 small punches. Again, I hope to replace these sometime in the next couple months with brass set instead of steel. Less chance of scratching up the gun again. But these are handy for, say you want to remove the pins so you can make sure the upper is fitting on to the lower properly on an AR, or with a lot of today's polymer striker fire pistols, you need a small pin like this to remove the firing pin so you can check it out. You don't want to buy one that's got a bent firing pin or worn firing pin. You want to check the spring, make sure that's good. So those are always handy. And finally, last but not least, simple bore leg. This way you can check the barrel, make sure that the bore is clean and that there's no pitting, no rust, nothing that's going to cause you problems. Let's be honest, back when I was still a newbie and had no clue what I was doing, I bought a 6.5 Carcano without checking the bore first. Now the gun is a blast to shoot. I still have it. I love taking it out to shoot, but at 100 yards, I'm lucky to get a 6-inch group out of it. And it's because that, well, the barrel's pitted. And if I had had this with me, I'd have known that, and I would never have bought the gun. As it is, I'm probably going to be putting it up for sale, but I'm also probably going to lose money on the gun. And this particular one has a little laser pointer on it too. Not exactly sure what good is, but it's kind of neat. Of course, if you've got a cat, and I've got a couple of them, or if you've got a dog, well, it's the best cat or dog toy you could possibly imagine. Right now, I've got my one cat running around in circles like a mad one. But that's about it. Sorry for the slight foray into personal matters there. I hope you don't mind, but I hope you all had some fun. Got a little bit of useful information out of all this. Maybe, if nothing else, it gave you a few ideas for you to include in your own kit. And if you've got any suggestions for me, well, I'm always willing to listen. Go ahead and leave some comments down below. In the meantime, y'all take care. I hope to see you at the show next Saturday. That's at the TD Convention Center, April 22nd, 23rd. Definitely look forward to seeing you. And if you mention this video, well, hey, I might be able to catch a special deal on a knife. You never know. In the meantime, see you next time. And remember, if you're going to do it with attitude. See ya.